Hello, everyone, and welcome back to DSP versus the Internet, episode 45, the last one of 2023. And we are entering part 3 of 6, so I hope that you guys have been enjoying the show so far. We are now leaving the Ultra member submissions. We have entered the realm of standard members, all in a randomized order. So let's see what the standard members submitted for us to watch this week. First of all, it looks like a musical mashup. I don't know how YouTube's going to like this. I guess we'll have to see if YouTube accepts musical mashups or not. Let's find out. I don't know if they're going to allow it. They have a lot of issues with music, that's for sure. Pink Panther 007. It sounds more like Pink Panther than 007 to me. Fake drums. So now it goes to 007. Okay. I'll lower it a little bit. Some guitar in there. Hell yeah. I was just gonna say, aren't there different versions of the 007 theme? See, like, I get it, it's a mashup, but at first it sounded like 007, then it sounded like Pink Panther, now it sounds like 007 again. It doesn't sound like the two songs have been combined to be one, it just sounds like you're alternating between the two. And by the way, they are the same tempo, so it makes sense that they would interchange, but it doesn't sound to me like it's both songs at the same time, right? I guess we'll see. I do like that he's doing it with the pink lighting. Yeah, I kind of agree. Whoa, see? The guy has talent. I just don't like the mashup. I don't think the mashup works that well. Because it doesn't sound to me like they've been combined. It just sounds like interchange between the two parts that are completely separate works. Right? Oh well. I still like the guy. I think the guy has great talent. I'd like to hear more from the guy. I just don't like that version. Okay. This is cool. We haven't seen one of these in ages. Alright. So I'm actually going to make the volume a little louder again because I lowered it a lot for that. So what this is, we watched these at the beginning of the year, I feel. This is that website that tracks things for popularity. So this is going to be the most popular websites from 1995 to 2023. AOL is not shocking. Remember, in the mid-90s, AOL was the #1 internet service provider commercially. Maybe not for, like, you know, like big corporations, but for anyone at home who used internet, AOL was humongous. Yahoo, yes. GeoCities, that was the website where you would make your own website. I had a GeoCities website at one point, and it was terrible. I deleted it. Netscape, that was another competing internet provider at the time. MSN, or Microsoft Network, that was their own official site before it was like Microsoft.com. It was MSN.com. Webcrawler, that was actually a browser. Excite, I believe, was a search engine. I'm trying to remember. Lycos and InfoSeek, I believe, also were search engines. You had CompuServe, which that was a... Man, I can't remember exactly what they did. Disney, of course, everyone knows. Penthouse.com. Oh, my God. And Tripod.com. All right, so let's see where this goes. AOL should stay ahead for a while. It wasn't until, like, the early 2000s that AOL trailed off. I mean, AOL was so big that if you bought any piece of electronics equipment, a computer, a hard drive, any component, it would all come with an AOL disk. Every single one came with an AOL disk. That's how they bundled internet with everything. So here we go. We're seeing some new ones like ZDNet, Alta Vista popping up now and going higher. Amazon gaining prominence. Before Amazon was huge, they were just a book website that just sold books. But then they changed later on. Still the same sites for now, though. For all these years, it was all the same sites. See that? Yahoo was huge at one time. A lot of people don't realize that, how big they were. American Greetings. The reason American Greetings became huge at one point was because you could actually make your own, like, cards and print them out and have them mailed to someone. You didn't have to buy a card at the store anymore. Or you could even do digital cards. I remember that. That was huge. Send a digital greeting card through email for a while. I totally remember that. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. People are saying, can we remove the React logo for this? Absolutely. There. Now you won't have it blocked. There you go. That's American Greetings at the bottom left. That's what I was talking about. There you go. InfoSeek, I believe, was a search engine at one point, if I remember correctly. Real.com was Real Player. Real Player was a popular video codec and playing device at that time. So it was humongous in the late 90s and early 2000s. And then after a while, Real Player was phased out. But that's why they were so big back then. Google was launched November. So Google's going to jump. Watch, Google's going to go whoop. I have no idea what Go.com is. I don't know what About.com is. I never use those. eBay. eBay's going to jump huge. You can see Amazon is growing. And you're going to see eBay is growing. At this time, I was just going to say late 90s, early 2000s, GeoCities lost prominence and eventually just faded into obscurity as people found other ways to make websites that weren't tied to that site. A lot of these companies just allowed you to make your own sites. What's funny is I think About.com only got popular because it was so easy to find, right? So now Yahoo, look at this. Yahoo exploded in the early 2000s and overpassed MSN.com, which is huge. Remember, for almost 5 straight years, MSN.com was a huge place to go for news and stuff. And then for some reason, they got surpassed by Yahoo. eBay is exploding for online sales at this point, by the way. This. Look at Yahoo taking off. Keep in mind, now we're at the early 2000s, right? Finally, people were moving away from doing AOL for internet, and there was a ton of alternatives at this point now for internet that weren't AOL. There's Google. Wikipedia is launched. Ask.com, which became AskJeeves.com later on. Look at that. Yahoo surpassed AOL in June 2001. Wow. That's very interesting. Very interesting. And Google is growing, of course. Walmart is growing now. Look at this. So basically, in the early 2000s, you could see the market leaders. AOL is starting to get phased out. Yahoo is becoming way more prominent for a news site, an email site. Everyone was using Yahoo at this time for almost everything. MSN is becoming less prominent. Google is jumping in popularity. Everyone is buying and selling things on eBay. People are buying a bunch of books on Amazon, and Amazon's becoming more prominent. They're going to start selling things other than books. Ask.com is the biggest search engine alternative to Google, right? And Walmart creeping up down there. I feel Walmart's going to jump because they're going to become one of the biggest online retailers at some point. See, AOL just got destroyed at this point. See, AOL was huge, America Online, but then they really didn't have any competitive advantage. Once their competitors caught up with them and started doing the same things, there really was no other reason to ever use AOL. They didn't have any really advantage. I remember my dad stopped using AOL We got rid of AOL and we just started getting internet through our own company, like your own ISP, right? So for us, it was Cablevision, and they had Optimum Online. Why are you going to get a dial-up AOL? AOL is outdated. Get your home internet now through your cable lines, and that's what we did. So as soon as the era of cable internet hit, AOL was phased out and never could catch up ever again. It was completely outdated. CNET is a tech website. Someone just asked what's CNET. It's a tech website. So that's what happened here. So Yahoo is your source for news and also email, right? AOL was your dial-up internet, but once dial-up internet phased out and became cable internet, they're dead. They're going away. MSN is still a great site for news, and Google is your top search engine, and eBay and Amazon are your buying and selling stuff. There you go. And really nothing's changing here. If you take a look, really nothing is changing at all, right? Look at this, entire years things didn't change. Wow, entire freaking years. Things did not change. It's insane. It's absolutely insane how popular Yahoo was for several years, because the story is they ended up getting sold for like such a low value like within the last decade, because they kind of held on to thinking that they were as valuable as they were when they weren't. Facebook is launched. Now, at first, Facebook was not popular. It took a while. MySpace was dominant in that space for a very long time, and then Facebook overtook it. So MySpace, we're going to see jump right here for sure. Weather.com, so Weather Channel with their own website got huge. Not surprising. The source for weather. I have no idea what yandex.ru is. Never heard of it. So here we go. Mid-2000s. People realized that this Google search engine ideally is the best search engine you can use for anything on the internet, and you're going to see this thing surpass everything. And I would be surprised if that ever dipped. I think that Google to this day is still a website that people go to whenever they need to search for something, right? So it's just dominant. And why do you think that Google can have so many failed projects and things, but they're still rolling in money? It's because their search engine is the number one in the world. So here we go. YouTube launches, and there's YouTube down there now being prominent. And here comes Google, and this is it. Google is the death knell for Yahoo. People stop using Yahoo and start using Google for everything. There goes Google launching into the stratosphere, right? I have no idea what Baidu.com is. Never heard of it. Google bought YouTube in January 2007. So now you're going to see YouTube, it's going to explode. YouTube's going to become very popular. It's not going to beat Google, but it's going to become huge. There it goes. There it goes. Facebook and YouTube. Here they go. Watch, they're going to go whoop. Yup, here we go. Facebook and YouTube are in contention here at this point. Look at that. So I haven't at this point I started uploading videos to YouTube, but it's only Street Fighter stuff. There goes Facebook, and there goes AOL. AOL's out of here. AOL's now obsolete, and very few people are using it anymore. I have no idea why Yahoo just got a boost like it did, and it's getting back to Google. That's crazy. Because I think that I'm surprised Yahoo got a boost like that. I don't know where it came from. So there goes YouTube. YouTube now and Facebook again. They're taking off huge. And everything else is just shrinking, right? MySpace is destroyed. MySpace was only big for like 3-4 years. And then done, and Facebook took over for it. So what's crazy to me is that Yahoo is gaining traction on Google. How is that even possible? I wonder why. Blogspot. I don't even know what the hell that is. So there's Facebook and YouTube. YouTube is slowly catching up on Facebook. I don't know what Yandex is. It looks like at one point Yahoo was beating Google, and then they flipped right back, right? That's pretty crazy. What's insane is that we're in May of 2010. AOL has been outdated for a decade, and it's still in like the top 10 most viewed sites. That's how crazy dominant it was in the 90s, that people just kept using it. People who were holdouts to get new technology just kept using AOL. It's pretty insane, right? Now we got Bing.com is jumping in there at this point. I don't know what VK.com is. And yes, it's official that at this point, eBay kind of lost prominence. eBay to this day is still used a lot, but nowhere near as much as it once was prominent anymore, right? So at this point now, I've been doing YouTube for 2 years, and as you can see, YouTube has surpassed Facebook officially. And is continuing to surpass Facebook officially. Because I actually remember when I was in my office job, the helicopter company, okay? Everyone in that office had Facebook. Seriously. And they were trying to get me to jump on and use Facebook. They couldn't believe that I didn't have a Facebook account. And I was like, why do I need one? What are you talking about? Everyone shares their pictures, talks on Facebook, hangouts on Facebook. I was like, why do I need one? I didn't get it, you know? So here we go. YouTube continuing to grow, Facebook continuing to grow, Yahoo now losing prominence. Google, I don't think Google will ever drop. Because again, it's still the #1 thing everyone searches on. So. Twitter gaining traction in the early 2000s there. That's when you guys actually convinced me to make a Twitter account. I really was around 2010, 2011. Amazon, as you can see, up there now because of the amount of sales. Now it's selling all products, not just books anymore. So that's super popular, right? YouTube growing, but now Facebook growing again. And now it looks like Facebook overtakes YouTube. Interesting battle there between Facebook and YouTube. Twitter ginormously growing. Ginormously growing. Instagram now launches. AOL is going to go into non-existence. I don't know what VK is. Live.com. Was Live.com not the replacement for like Microsoft.com at one point? I think it was. So everyone was visiting that, but then now I think they just use Microsoft.com again, don't they? I don't remember ever going to Live.com. Look at the top 3 battle. It's pretty wild, huh? Jeez. AOL is still there. June 2014. And AOL is still there. That is crazy. How many fucking people never got cable internet and kept using AOL? That's insanity to me. It will never go away. Oh my God. That's the only holdout from the 90s. It's the only one that's still there. Everything else is new. That motherfucker is still there. Jeez. eBay now climbing in popularity again. Yahoo losing prominence massively now. Like I said, this was the sad thing. At one point, someone wanted to buy Yahoo for like an exorbitant amount of money, and they held out and said no. And now they're worth like nothing. And then they sold for like way less than what they were offered previously. It was a real sad, sad story. Wikipedia, interesting that Wikipedia got that popular. I never knew Wikipedia actually was that popular. Oh, here we go. What the hell is videos.com? I don't even know what that is. I've never heard of videos.com. Videos.com has an asterisk next to it, which makes me feel like that's not, like that's some weird story I've never heard of, right? What the hell is videos.com? Yahoo's gonna get erased, I feel. Twitter still growing. No, Twitter was beaten by Baidu. I've never heard of Baidu.com. It makes me feel like that's like an international outside of the U.S. and that in the U.S. no one ever heard of it because I haven't. But that's interesting. I know we're watching the whole thing, but man, this is a fascinating video, is it not? Oh, Baidu is in India website? Oh. Google continues to grow. Everyone else shrinks. Google the monster, right? Google the unstoppable fucking monster. No wonder Google is just immune to anything. Google can make mistake after mistake, false or, you know, bad product after bad product. It doesn't matter. They are so immune because they have the biggest search engine. They have the biggest thing on the internet forever. I don't see how anyone will ever beat them at this point. Honestly. Baidu is Chinese, not Indian. I mean, okay. Well, Twitter beat Yahoo at this point. What the hell is Wait a minute. Oh, it's not videos.com. It's xvideos.com. It's not Ornhub. It's Pornhub.com. Got it? They don't want to put porno websites here on the ranking, so they removed a letter. Now I understand it. Okay. Okay. Well, Google is unstoppable. Absolutely. And it looks like Facebook and YouTube kind of neck and neck. But interestingly enough, now in 2018, that's when people basically kind of stopped using Facebook, and Facebook started getting a negative rep. So that's why probably it's losing viewers. I wouldn't be surprised if now it's going to go like a sharp downturn. In fact, absolutely. As soon as I said that, take a look. Take a look at that declining viewership. And Baidu.com, which is a Chinese site, is getting huge. I wonder what Baidu.com is. I really wonder. VK, I'm being told, is a Russian online social media networking site. That's interesting. Amazon is now growing again. Look at that. Netflix jumped up there. See, originally you got to remember that places like Netflix was just like, oh, you order the discs, but then once it became online video, I wonder how many people just go to Netflix.com to watch Netflix movies as opposed to using the app, because I think most people use the app, right? So now YouTube is growing. Why is Facebook growing? No, did you see that? Facebook went whoop and then went right back. It went ooh, oh. Fast. Oh, now it's going up again. What is going on with Facebook? It's like pinballing back and forth. So now Twitter beats Baidu. Baidu is a search engine popular in China. It's interesting how the international stuff jumps on there, right? Cool. This is a fascinating video. So now Google and YouTube are the biggest things on the internet. 2021 and climbing, right? Like, look at that. That's insane. Interestingly, how Twitch isn't on there at all. You notice that? Twitch is not on there whatsoever. They're not even a blip. Yeah, everyone says Twitch is the place to go for streaming. In truth, if people position themselves properly on YouTube, I actually think it would be bigger. I just think that Twitch has that weird, I don't even know how to say it. Like, just in pop culture, people think Twitch, but it's actually not that big of a deal. So there you go. Yeah, I don't use Instagram anymore. I don't use it. There's really no reason for it. It doesn't really serve any purpose for me. All right, this is almost it. It only goes to 2023. Like I said, once Google hit, that was it. Musk acquires Twitter. And that's it. That's where they ended it, right? So, AOL finally, it took them how long to be removed from that top ranking? AOL hung in there for the greater part of 15 to almost 20 freaking years, right? Google, I don't think anything's ever going to beat it. YouTube being number 2 does not shock me at all. No one really thinks about a competitor to YouTube anymore. Like, at one point there was Blip TV, there was Vimeo. No one talks about them anymore. I mean, YouTube is 100% the dominating force. Facebook is still powerful, but just take a look at how now YouTube doubles the amount of monthly users of Facebook when they used to be neck and neck, right? That's just wild to me that Facebook has lost prominence so much in so short of a period of time. So, all right, let's go to another part or another video, so at least this whole part isn't this one video. Hey, look, they're using my own snow effect. Very nice. La, la, la. Are we going to get to it, or are they just going to have an intro for an hour? La, la, la. All right. La, 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 la. Dijon mustard on a ham, really? Oh! I thought it was a real video. I actually thought it was a real video. I seriously 100% thought this was real. Whoever put that in there, you got me. You totally got me.
Treating syphilis with malaria? Blowing tobacco smoke up your butt? Buckle up, folks. This isn't science fiction. These are real treatments, real patients used throughout history. Thank God modern medicine has come a long way. Oh, and I'll also tell you about a medical treatment we use right now that I think might be on its way out in the near future. Let's get started. Whoop. Doctors used to recommend lobotomy to treat mental health problems. And a lobotomy literally means tearing apart your brain. Feeling depressed, anxious, or simply have a nagging headache? Have you considered removing part of your brain? Well, many have for all of human history. Lobotomies are one of the oldest verified medical procedures historians know about, thanks to the remains of humans from thousands of years ago that present clear evidence of rudimentary surgeries in the skull.
Imagine you had a bad headache. So they say, we don't know how to treat it, so they just cut your head open and rip out a piece of your brain.
Earliest days of civilization, seemingly across the globe, the medical thinking was that if you had a problem in your head, the head needed to be opened up. This practice reached its apex in the US in the 1900s when lobotomies were regularly performed. Today, neurosurgery and lobotomizing small parts of a patient's brain are still used in highly specific cases, but the simple method of cut out the frontal lobe of a crazy person approach is no more, and it's considered one of the more shameful eras of worldwide medical history.
Thankfully,
doctors used to recommend cannibalism to treat everything. Throughout a large chunk of human history, doctors in Europe
eating corpses as medicine. Huh?
Regularly prescribed corpse medicine, or the practice of consuming the remains of dead people for medicinal benefit. The problem? There was no medicinal benefit. The thinking was that if you had a problem in your head, you would eat the ground up remains of someone's head.
What the fuck would they? They just did anything and tried it just for the hell of it, huh? Milk.
A life-saving procedure often performed on patients who have suffered serious trauma. But throughout most of human history, doctors didn't just have a fridge full of blood to run to in emergencies. In the late 19th century, some doctors believed milk was a substitute for blood because it contained many nutrients and that the milk would eventually turn into white blood cells to help fight off an infection. White?
Again, I guess this is before the era they understood what blood really was, right? Oh, God. Oh. Inject milk into the bloodstream. What's this?
Doctors used to prescribe the mosquito-borne illness malaria to treat another disease, syphilis. I realize that sounds pretty outrageous, but what's even weirder is it actually worked. Syphilis is a bacterial infection spread through sexual contact. Prior to the widespread use of condoms and the invention of antibiotics, the disease was rampant across the globe, suspected to have infected some highly notable figures like Al Capone and Adolf Hitler. Untreated syphilis in its late stage spreads to organs, destroying them from within, leading to potential disfigurement or even death. One way your body fights off infection is by giving you a fever, which creates an environment too warm for invading bacteria to survive, and one in which your immune system thrives in. Why malaria? Well, it's caused by a parasite in mosquitoes that causes extremely high fevers. And we actually had a treatment for malaria. So in the early 1900s, Dr. Julius Wagner Jauregg had an idea. Give his patients who were sick with syphilis, the parasite that causes malaria, allow the fever to spike, kill the syphilis, and then use the medicine that already existed to treat the malaria. It was a bold idea that actually worked, netting Dr. Wagner Jauregg the Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine in 1927. Malariotherapy was used all around the world for the next couple of decades until the invention of penicillin, which is an antibiotic that kills syphilis without having to resort to getting people sick with other illnesses.
That was genius then. Wow. Kill one illness with another illness and cure the illness that you can wow. That's actually fascinating. Now guys, we need to split the part, but I like this video. So I think we will actually watch more of it, but I think we should split the part here. So thanks for watching DSP versus the Internet. I hope you're enjoying the show. This is fascinating stuff. I'm really liking the clips this week. And I'll see you in part 4.